and
Okay.
this will be done.
Well, if you talk to Gloria, she says no. I mean, I think we have a consensus that,
At that, if no one wants to be on the board, then something's gotta happen, because eventually somebody's gonna catch it up there, you know,
yeah.
and it's just, it's a matter of time.
We're legal. You're legal.
Right.
You're not
Well,
breaking any
no,
laws.
she
right
just
now.
texted me. She says, I'm on my way.
Oh, great. I didn't know she was coming.
Well, anyway, we need to keep that in mind, and if we need to come back to it later in the meeting when she's here, we can do that. But, let's move on to B now.
Okay. Okay, so the cost was the question somebody asked, is $10 at the gate. I did look into, some of them online, and we can do it online. The problem is that if I have like a Ticketmaster or some online, there's like a,
Eat up the
it's like a
cost.
$350 processing fee to do that. So then your $10 ticket becomes a $13.50 ticket, and then they have
Or
to
$6.50.
print out, and it's so, it's just gonna be basic $10 at the gate. Okay, which means wherever we decide the gate's gonna be, that's one. Two, the other thing that, we're negotiating and working with the carnival is that the adults are $10, kids and under are free. But we're working really hard to say, with the carnival, we want the kids to be free, cause well, I tell you, them tickets, a kid can kill a $20 ticket ride in a minute. When you give them a whole ticket, and 6 tickets for one ride. I really think you're gonna have a big crowd if you have adults are $10, kids are free. We could go ahead. They're free. They can ride all day, and we're talking about the Friday night, Saturday, and then they can charge whatever they want. They start the carnival on Thursday, and the carnival on Sunday.
The carnival will be set up.
Like on the 2 football fields in the back.
By the way, I want, just for the minutes, Miss Laura showed up at 6:36.
I was at ER with my granddaughter, but her
I
mother got
understand.
Is she okay?
She had 103 fever, so it wasn't good, so we took her to the ER and her mother met her there.
Okay, what we're doing.
So, it's $10 at the gate of the door.
Gloria, we may ask, you asked me today what the ticket price was, it's $10.
$10.
Okay.
Kids are free, 12 and under are free.
All right.
And so, that was one of the things. It's a flyer in there.
Okay, and here it is, 12 and under free. This is gonna say.
Does it say that?
Yes, ma'am, it does, but, it's kind of goes between Saturday and accommodations, the boxes. $10 at the gate, and that includes parking and everything.
Yes.
I wondered when I saw that about kids, some parents are gonna come and say, we're not going to that carnival, we're going to go watch the fireworks, but we're not going to the carnival. What if we gave them maybe 4 with that $10, and give them like a couple of tickets for the carnival for the kids?
But the carnival's free.
Yeah, but the rides at the carnival,
They're free.
they're free.
They're included.
With the $10.
It's just $10.
You can do that with your contract we have with these carnival people.
Okay.
I mean, they're collecting those revenues, right?
Okay.
Okay, so what we're negotiating with them, that's what we have to. Yeah, so, I said, what would it cost for you to come? What do you have, what's your minimum that you have to make?
The person.
He gave us the fee, what they have to make. So we want to make them, like, breaking for them to show up. So there's 2 days that we will pay, we'll pay them to perform, to let the rides happen for those 2 days of Friday night and Saturday. But they'll be here on Thursday and they charge their normal ticket. They'll be here on Saturday and they charge their normal ticket. So it's 2 days they charge and 2 days they work for the city of Floresville. So that your little Jimmy, Billy or whatever can ride anything over there.
Okay.
Well,
I didn't, I was unaware of
The
it.
other thing that made it attractive to them is that they're gonna be selling things that we're not, such as funnel cakes and not, you know, stuff
The
like
carnival?
nachos, the carnival, because they have some concession
Carnival.
stuff and, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
I have not seen contracts with this bunch. I saw something that wasn't
He
a
said that
contract.
they're facts or something, they sent something, we couldn't read it, but he said he was coming back with that. So when he gets back from his carnival time in Vegas, we're gonna sit down and review.
And a certificate of coverage.
And a certificate of insurance, yes, yes. So Chaz is definitely gonna give me that contract so that we can get it going, but that's what we're trying to do in essence, because you're right. I can go pay $20 for it, and he has a very young son, what is it, 10? He can ride $20 in about 15 minutes.
Sure. Sure. You can go up, money like you would do.
So we really want to make it where the kids will come and the people will stay. And then the time, we're going a lot later on the time, you know, because I'm learning Texas time, and so where I come from, we know we start things at like 10 o'clock, you know, because the heat of our day is at noon, and we don't need to be here in the heat of this day, so we need, the heat of the day's not here. So if you see the event, we're gonna open the doors at a later time.
On Friday at 6?
Well, the concert, where's it?
The carnival at 6?
Yes. Ah, there we go. So on Friday, thank you, the carnival time, so it starts at 6, and then on Saturday, it starts at 12. So the doors open at 12 on Saturday, which means the carnival ride not gonna start an hour later, because Mr. Gleason, you have to welcome everybody. Peanut Festival have to get up there, that has to happen about 1 o'clock. In there. So this is the question I have, is, the concert, we're not agreeing, Chad's not agreeing. A Little Joe on Friday night, that starts at 6 o'clock, I don't mind him performing inside, I think that's a great idea for the, you know, inside, but I'm thinking the day of the event, the fireworks that we have to go get from EDC, because they have us on the agenda for the next one, and hopefully they'll vote for us. That needs to be outside, because the transition of people moving is just crazy. If I have those people that Crow hit the stage at 9:30 and he performs from 9:30 to 11, and then they say, okay, everybody outside, because it's gonna start at 11:15 for the concert, you're gonna lose somebody. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna lose me, because I'm gonna get my person going. You know what, it's not that work.
So you're saying for the
Absolutely right.
Saturday events to have them outside?
Yeah, like we did last year,
But Friday night? in-
Friday night inside, because, you know, people, you know, like that, Little Joe's are not so little anymore, and so, you know, maybe that crowd is an older crowd that they would enjoy the air conditioning sitting inside. But we could have both outside, but I'm just thinking, on that, when I had that big crowd, that transition of picking up my purse and going out there to fight over a seat, because I was comfortable, you know what I'm saying, I'd been sitting there, and then now I gotta go find a seat. I'm
If
gonna
we
let
do
them-
one outside and one inside, there might be some additional, PA
Oh, this is
charges.
sound, yeah, it's a different sound system.
Because, yeah,
Well, we're already gonna have 2 DJs, but we can, you definitely.
No,
It's-
for the
it's
bigger
up-
band, for the bands,
Yeah.
you'll need a different,
It's up to you, but I just think, you can have both outside, or both inside. I just think that you're gonna lose people if
That's
you have to
absolutely
make them
right.
transition
That's absolutely
outside
right.
from
You're
sitting
right.
down
yeah,
inside here.
absolutely right.
To have to
Well done.
move.
to have, do we have them inside the building, or have them outside concert?
Both of them you're talking about then?
Or both of them, or either or?
Well, the only thing, people are gonna wanna dance to Little Joe and David Farias, and out there you can't really dance on that pavement.
110 degrees.
We can get a, you know, you can get a temporary, I mean, a little floor and put it down there, it just. it's
Now,
just that-
the Saturday night, of course, La Sombra is probably good too. I don't know about Bard Crow, because I've never heard them, or the other one that he got.
That, I'm not told Chad to change them to 7:30.
Change who?
A band there or something, but those guys,
La Sombra?
those
And
guys
they're gonna
got a
play-
fan base here, but nobody's gonna come at 5:45.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah, but 7:30, put it 7:30 for the other guys.
It's still pretty hot at 5:45.
I don't know, and I don't wanna get involved here too much in y'all's decision-making, but
I'm somewhat confused about what you're proposing with the musical acts, because the contracts I've seen, we have live them with stages. So what were y'all envisioning for that stage?
Well, so last year, we had a stage outside.
Y'all had an actual stage?
We had a
We
stage.
got people, I didn't make it last year.
So last year, we had no concerts inside, they had the performances outside. But Chad's told me that, from his conversations, that they were thinking about having the concerts inside, because it is so hot. And it is July, and we are in Texas, and we got all this air conditioning, people wanna suck up the air. My only thing is that the fireworks cost you about $950 or $1,000 a minute. A minute, that's what it costs.
Because.
And so if I'm shooting off, if you're shooting out $850, EDC's gonna pay for $850 a minute. I need people to see every minute of that money shooting up in the air. And so you lose, we can try it whichever way you like. I'm just saying you're gonna lose people because I've situated myself, I'm all good in the band, I like my seat, I'm good. I don't realize and not thinking about, oh, I go outside. Or people will start going outside, getting on the good seats. Now, I'm not gonna fight nobody for some seats. I'm gonna take my purse and go home.
Well, your music stops 15 minutes before the fireworks start.
It's a transition.
So, I mean,
If
it doesn't
you
really
get-
matter where the band is.
Okay, but we had this thing, not last year, the year before. We were facing this way, we were all outside, the stage was there, we were facing 97. The band, finished, let's start with fireworks, and the fireworks went off. The fireworks were going off behind us, you remember that? So then everybody had that delay of going, where's the fireworks? They looking like, oh, and then they had to take their seats and turn around. So the next year, we had them facing that way. So when the fireworks went off, nobody had to move. They're just like, oh, look, we went
Well,
out.
you're gonna have a carnival out there too. Are we gonna get the carnival to turn their lights off?
Yes, they will stop. They have to stop.
The only thing is that last year we didn't have that many bands either. But
And then the headliner came on after the fireworks, and people missed the headliner, because after the fireworks, everybody knows the show's over.
yeah.
So that's why we were trying to have the headliner finish, and then the fireworks start, and then we can have the DJ up to midnight. I mean, the DJ can start up to midnight.
Do we have vendors, Henrietta?
Yeah, we have
Will be
some.
located outside on the patio, or?
They're gonna be outside on the patio, and then we'll be selling some food inside, so we'll be able to go back and forth. It's just, you all decide if you wanna have it, we'll have food vendors in.
The food vendors will, the way he has it right now, the food vendors will be inside. If you're doing the band outside on the stage on Saturday, that's the only place you can put the food vendors inside. All the other vendors are gonna be along the backside of where the parking lot is, and then the carnival's on the floor.
So I'll have him bring the layout, reference to it, but we need to talk about the stage if you all want, because like you said, it's a different type of stage.
We would have to get somebody to bring it.
Yeah,
The trailer
you
like
have
we
to-
did last year.
It'd be additional space, because you have to have a stage outside. Well, right now, we have a stage inside, and say, well, we can save that money for the cost of the stage, and then, of course, if you do that, but then, I'm just saying, we have to think about that, and I want you all to think about, now we have a little time, not much, but we need to let them know what we're gonna do. But my concern was just the transition from inside 15. And I know you have a 15-minute, but to try to move 300 people in 15 minutes, by the time everybody gets outside, it's all over with. I've shopped a wide.
But you're still, the way you're talking about that, if they move them outside, you're gonna have your food inside, so you're still gonna have people coming and going from the evening.
Yeah, but.
Why can't we keep the vendors outside?
That's what I was gonna
That's
say.
what we used to line them up out
Keep them
there.
outside.
Okay, we can keep the food vendors outside. They can bring their
I
own.
would think that'd be more practical.
I keep
They're
the
gonna
food
be-
vendors
if they're gonna
outside,
be
but-
People are
cooking and stuff
outside,
like
Inside
that.
and outside.
I can
You
have
have
somebody
smoke all
in
over
the
the
kitchen,
place
I
if
can
you have
have
the inside.
food vendors outside. I just wanna know, you wanna have Little Joe
The
and
carnival
Bar
people
Pro
will have
inside?
access,
Or you
easier
wanna do
access to
stuff
them.
outside? You wanna have the concert
And,
inside or out? Cause it's
What
gonna
does
be
Little
hot.
Joe's contract say about that?
Good.
I'd have to look at it.
What about are we gonna have like the beer booth, the beer inside, and then are we gonna have one outside too, or not?
Yeah, they're gonna sell it those two, like they did last time, the one in here, and then they sell it there. It's a
The main
concession
concession.
stand
The outside
outside.
window.
The
It's just
outside
from the
one, too.
We're not
concession.
gonna set up a
Just from
booth
that
outside?
out there.
A beer booth
It's
outside?
no, it's a concession stand that
Yeah.
opens to outside.
Yeah, yeah.
That one, they're gonna sell from both sides. inside and out. I want you to have.
And are
big
we
ring.
doing pre-sale tickets on this, or?
No, at the gate.
At the gate, that's it.
And it is $10 per person
Per
at the
person.
gate, not carload, right?
Oh, no.
Per person.
So
God,
that-
we wouldn't make
basically
any
they'll ask how
money.
many, 3 or 4, okay, that'll be $40 or whatever.
Yeah, but the kids are free,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because they'll have to get off their car and buy the tickets. I guess he has it planned here in the front, I'm not sure what he's doing.
You want to charge extra for parking or what?
Again, I think the problem you have with parking, charging for parking is that stacking up on 97.
You know, there are a lot of questions I'm hearing that we need to have Ches here.
Okay. Well, no, but you have something to think about now.
We have something to think about.
You have something to think
But we have a lot
about.
of questions to answer as far as I can tell.
Right, but you need to think about definitely inside or out for the entertainment. We'll get a handle on their
To make sure,
there.
so we can get a trader.
I would like to suggest that we table some of this and come back like in 2 weeks and have a meeting
Good, then we'll have.
with Ches, so he can go over his plans for this and have him kind of have a layout and a plan that he can walk us through.
I wouldn't wait 2 weeks for
Or you want to do it next week?
Yeah, if we can do it next week.
That's fine
Yeah,
with me.
a plan, and then the attorney's we'll have the carnival wrapped up by that time, and then you're gonna look at their contracts to see about inside or out for the entertainment.
Yeah, well, just that one,
It's Copeland.
Little Joe?
your headliner might have some special considerations, I won't play outside. Those guys usually dress, number one, some of their equipment's heavy, and number two, they wear a costume, don't they? Little Joe, don't they wear?
Not necessarily, but so.
Little Joe?
No,
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't,
don't
no, for this event, he won't.
Okay.
He won't what?
So,
He won't wear anything.
They'll just casual, yeah.
so, and we're talking about a sponsorship, where we are, and then,
Did you guys want to do a workshop meeting next Thursday?
Is everything okay for a workshop meeting Thursday night
No.
of next week?
No.
We have council, right? We have council.
But something to consider, and
What
Ches
about
needs to look
Wednesday?
into, like Mr. Rivera said, the sound.
I can't do it Wednesday,
It
but
has to take a different sound outside.
yes, the stage and sound, you're right, the stage and sound or something.
I can't do it
I
Wednesday,
wanna
but
have
what
a meeting
about,
outside.
No?
I don't think so.
let's give, I'd like to do it either Thursday or Friday.
Only problem with Thursday.
Not Friday.
You can have Chaz on Thursday, it's just that you won't have me on Thursday, because I have council.
Well, but if
So
he
you're
has
thinking
everything that
council.
you don't have to, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can have
Just-
Chaz on
Just
Thursday.
let him know what we need. and,
Yes, I'll let him know, it'll be his turn,
and
and he'll have to take notes, let me know.
Because
Okay.
we actually need a definite plan of everything so we can move on.
Yeah.
Because this has been lingering on, and
Well,
we
speaking
can't
of
deal with it.
plan, I have, the billboard has been approved, it's similar to that, but the billboard is going to be out there, and if you, I don't come up and down 37, but it should be up there by the end of the month.
And why can't we have pre-sold tickets?
It's a matter of, City Hall is too small for people to come into City Hall to buy the tickets, and who's gonna pre-sell them, where are you gonna sell them from?
He's selling from here?
Everybody take it.
Oh, that kind of pre-sale,
Yeah.
but see, to tell people to come to City Hall, I'm having a hard enough time with 3 or 4 people trying to pay their water bill. And so to have this tickets, to have people to try to come to City Hall to buy tickets is just too hard. But if you're saying pre-sale, and your definition to say that the board members have printed up tickets that they wanna go sell, I have no problem with that, but you all got to come with a tracking system.
but what if we
It
said
would be
you
better
could buy
just
them?
to sell them from here.
Yeah, sell them here, sell them ask some of the businesses, maybe if they would like to sell tickets. That'd bring,
And we'll need 2 different tickets for Friday and Saturday.
That's gonna be a mess.
So it's attracting and letting it out, and you start letting people,
Why
I
we
give
have-
you
That's
50
why they
tickets
keep their
at the
tickets,
gas
they wanna come
station,
in.
but you only sold 20, so now I gotta come back and say how many did you sell and we didn't. So before, we only had the pre-sale tickets at City Hall, when we did for extravaganza, or we had the pre-sale. But when I tried to do it online, because the ticket's $10, you try to go,
It's not worth it.
you eat up, you're gonna eat up.
Do you have money to do contract labor? I'll come in here and sell tickets.
Yeah, but the only time you sell pre-sale tickets, if it's
Like I
gonna,
did
you're
for
gonna
the
sell them
extravaganza?
cheaper and more at the door. How long can you help yourself?
Right.
Well, we had one year, we sold, remember, it was $5 pre-sale, $10 at the gate. Whew, that was a hard one, because everybody was mad, because
And
they were
everybody
like,
wanted the
they wanted
$5
the $5 ticket, they didn't want the $10 ticket, and so we just like, $10 at the gate, everybody come.
That's something we can
free.
discuss maybe next week.
Okay.
I could visit you, see.
That takes care of me, and I'll have a list of stuff in, Mommy, what Chaz has to do for next Thursday.
Okay, right now, let's decide, are we gonna meet next Thursday night?
We kinda have to, Bill.
Okay, I'm saying next Thursday night, 6 o'clock, we'll be here.
The 26th?
And if they have a council meeting, you have a council meeting this Thursday night?
Yes, sir.
There's no reason we can't meet.
Yeah, you can meet me.
I think, just off, outside looking in, I think you guys made a few decisions, y'all take some of that responsibility off of Chaz. Just kind of tell him this is where we want to go.
Yep.
And then he just goes and does it. Because right now, he's having to make all these decisions by
Yeah.
himself, talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some
But I
of
think
So-
we discussed all that
Yeah.
before.
Thursday
Did we?
night, I thought we had, but Thursday night, we'll be here at 6 o'clock. Everybody agree? We almost got to. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
I'm agenda out.
Sure.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to item C.
I wanna see that.
Discussion and possible reconsideration of action by board about the lease with the Wilson County 4-H archery program.
Ms. Schwartz, you guys, last meeting, if you recall, y'all took action to basically not allow her to use the gym. She was, she disagreed with that, and she wanted the opportunity to come talk to y'all more about it and maybe inform the new board, because she met with the previous board. You guys didn't hear her brief. And she wanted to come do that, and she told me a few days ago that her daughter is very ill in the hospital. She didn't think she's gonna be able to make it. I said, well, okay, ma'am, if you don't make it, that's fine. I'm sure the board will hear you out in April or March or May.
Okay.
So that's it. If you guys
So-
want to add her to the next meeting, not
Please,
next week.
Not next
y'all
week,
have
next
business.
week's a workshop for,
But May.
right.
Okay.
Discussion and possible action by board, this is item D. Discussion and possible action by the board about promoter rules and incentives.
Bill, we had talked about it at one time that for the possibility of waiving the rental for professional promoters. If that would create some more events, fill up more calendar dates. But we would have to define what a promoter is. It can't just be somebody that, okay, I'm gonna put on the dance. And they have to have some history.
We have to know who it is.
Yeah.
Well, if they're like really promoters.
Yeah, but that involves workers.
I mean, I can put on a hat and say I'm a promoter, and I don't know if
Okay,
they
but if
can.
you waive the rental fee, does that mean that you share in the revenue of the gate?
Well, that's a possibility.
Plus the beer would be ours.
Well, the concessions, not, yeah.
I mean, the concession.
Yeah, but I have to agree, it's always, but I'm saying, would that be,
That could be a possibility.
You would have to probably get a certain percentage, I think.
Well,
What do you think, Henrietta?
I just think, why am I gonna give it to the promoter for free?
What's a typical charge?
For the hall, for the
Yeah,
hall?
For the promoter?
I've
It's
seen,
2,300.
2,300.
2,300, oh, the charge for the building.
Pretty common.
Yeah.
23 is set, and then we have the security that they have to pay depending
Oh, we're
on
talking about a full.
the size of the crowd.
Oh.
And then if they
Yeah,
want,
I
and then if they,
understand now.
the kitchen is a $300 fee,
Mhm.
so.
Well, I think if we set the price a little bit, then that's gonna eliminate the one-time guy that comes out, puts his hat on, and says, I'm a promoter. I think if we say, we will waive the fee but get a percentage. If it go, if it's less than that, then you'll end up paying the fee. If it's more than that, you just pay the percentage.
What were you thinking, Danny, about that?
no, okay,
Go ahead.
There's this promoter, I know, 3 or 4 years. He makes dance all over East Texas, all the way to the valley. He stays, well, he pays out, he will pay for the music, pay the advertisement. He said, you'll take the board for the money, I know that. You don't have to pay no advertisement, you have to pay no music. He brings big bands, he don't pull around.
But you're saying you would still have to pay security,
He would pay that.
you would pay security.
Well, I'll tell him, I'll give him a chance supposed to call him or he'd talk, but he never did nothing, so he keeps calling me. And, but, he won't come here, he'll do it on days that this place is not booked. That's the way.
Would that be a new contract? I mean, because we have like the standard contract, and then of course there's always a specialty contract. Would it be something that we'd have to negotiate a case-by-case scenario, or is it?
That is my suggestion to y'all. If y'all would like to do this, there's nothing wrong with that. We can develop, we can discuss and come up with what y'all define as a promoter. But my advice to y'all is instead of putting this out to anyone, this needs to be case by case, and these promoters need to come and petition this board. Say, hey, I want to have an event there in the fall. Okay, well, the board, come talk to the board. You convince them, they're definitely going to offer lucrative incentives for you to come, but you have to tell the board so y'all can
He
make a
don't, yeah,
decision.
I'll tell him, but he don't only want to do it, but when he wants to do
Several?
several.
Well, I think.
But make
You
a
see my
proposal
point?
to us.
How you guys are the ones making this decision as opposed to coming up with a policy that someone else like Ches is applying?
So then he could come and present to what his ideas
Sure.
that he would like to have.
I can invite him to one of the meetings.
And then he has to be on the agenda, so that we can get
You
him.
come in
going.
on agenda and say, I want to put on 4 events.
And then you take
Tell us
action.
about them, when they are, we'll schedule and make a deal with you.
Oh, you don't know who's about, all he wants to know is, if he can do that, he wants to schedule the place's open date, not here.
Sure. Well, that would be the opportunity for y'all to discuss it right here at a meeting, and then y'all come up with the terms, you waive the fee, you come up with a date, and you decide what the board, what the event center gets out of this. We get beer revenues, who's handling security, and then I come up with a contract.
Beer
Okay.
revenues and concessions, we handle the beer, we handle all concessions.
So when he comes
We
in.
can make that up, when we make the deal with him.
When we, is there, did he?
I'd be tickled to death to have
Did
somebody
he
in there 5
express to
times
you,
a year with a
Mr.
big
Tejada,
band.
what months are he looking for? Is it all months or just, I
No,
mean,
he
specific months?
he
he
told me,
wants?
send me a schedule, open dates, see what I can get, and I'll get with all. So maybe once a month, or sometime maybe 2, all depends.
He could give you the dates and you could check
No,
with
he-
Jess to make
He
sure.
wants the dates.
He wants us to send him the dates that are
Yeah,
on.
but it's a little premature to give any date, I would think, right now, so.
Well, he needs to know where he can book the band ahead of time.
Well, then let's get him in here as soon as possible.
Tell him to come visit with us and
But,
we'll
yeah.
give him dates and everything right then.
Can we be here
Where's
next?
he from? Where's he from?
He's from Victoria.
Tell him to be here at our next.
No, I'll tell him, I don't know if he can come, I'll tell him he wants to come and when, I can do.
The next board meeting, because you really want that workshop to focus on.
Yeah, no, we don't want, the
Yeah, we
workshop
don't want
needs to
that.
be.
We're gonna focus
focused
just
on
on
something
the
else.
event, Henrietta.
Yeah, so that, your next meeting, what, I don't know.
Made
The next meeting.
Yeah, the next one is,
20? Is it 19th? I don't know if it goes back or forward.
the 17th of May.
You were close, you were going the wrong way.
Yeah, he was.
But between now and June, you guys might have to meet a little more often.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because of this
but-
event,
Yeah.
but our regular meeting would be,
May 17th. Yes,
May
ma'am.
17th.
because we should be able to iron out a lot of things at our meeting next week, right?
Hopefully.
But don't you agree, Joe? That would be a good opportunity to have him come in here and explain
May
to
the
us. and that way-
17th, Joe, have him
I bet
here.
we can make some decisions.
I know, because last year, all the guys had him scheduled, and Margaret, that's when the new council threw me out, so.
But we don't wanna give them a schedule.
No,
To do
just
some
more,
dancing.
just more or less we can look at it, and then,
Yeah.
caution.
Yeah, that's why I was saying it's a little premature for schedule, but man, let's get him in here ASAP to see what he's got to offer and.
Listen, we've got the dates.
So that guy,
Yeah.
everywhere he goes, that's what they do, like I say, anybody know
Okay.
the business, it's.
Do we
it's
want
a
to have
bar.
him here at our next regular meeting, the May?
Yes.
May the
All right.
17th.
Let's
Joe.
put him on
Joe
the
will-
agenda for that.
So you'll call him to invite him for May
I'll
17th?
call him tomorrow, see if we can make it.
And if you can't, you can tell us next